Hello friends, it's Paul Davidescu from Level Up Mortgages, and I'm really excited about today. I'm here with Suhavi, Makkar from Studio Sheen. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me, Paul.
You bet. I'm really excited, and man, you guys have quite the story, right? So like, first of all, there's this mom-daughter duo as co-founders. Really want to hear about that.
Yeah.
You have won various awards. A lot of your clients in the a big part of your business is homestaging.
Yes.
I mean, you've had some clients who have gotten almost $200,000 above asking price thanks to talking to you. So there's a lot of things I want to throw your way, and I guess the big question always is, especially related to Liberty Village, is someone who is moving here or of course selling their home or just part of the community. What makes Studio Sheen really stand out? What makes you guys different?
Yeah.
Would love to hear about all the goodness that makes it fun to be at work, but also gives people tons of value.
Yeah. No, for sure. There's definitely a lot to talk about, but like you said, a little bit about our story.
Start from the beginning.
Yes, start from the beginning. It did start off as a passion business. Mm-hmm. So my mom's a designer. I am the business brains. So we run our own departments. It's always fun running a business with your mom.
Oh man, I bet. Yeah.
I think it comes in with every sense of the way, like the gaps in like generation, viewpoints, opinions and styles.
Yeah.
But I think that friction that we have behind the scenes, but still a lot of love and respect for each other. I think the common shared passion of our vision and prioritizing customer service always, and regardless of what's happening behind the scenes, it's always about what's better for the customer.
Of course.
So it's a lot of fun running a family business, I think.
Totally.
You just have to be mindful that your dinner conversations don't turn into numbers and cents and
totally.
What did that customer say and what's happening here and there.
It's like power couples who are co-founders. I don't see how they can, especially with like a high growth startup or even just any startup. I'm like, how do you guys, like, I can see why it'd be convenient, but I could also see it being like just there's no limits.
Yeah. Which is why I think investors are careful when they're working with a business like that, because it's that thing that comes with a family business. But I think if you strike the right balance, it's a very beautiful thing.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So that's how we started. It's like a pretty part-time passion business about 3 or 4 years ago.
But you told me a bit of a preamble that like you guys moved to Canada about a decade ago.
Yes.
Mom didn't really know what to do, and you guys are like, sure, we'll just
give her something to do.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, pretty much. So my mom, she went to school for design, and this is what she has been wanting to do forever. We actually spent about 4 years building our custom home back in India.
Cool.
And she was involved in every part of the process, which is why I think it took so long, because she had a certain expectation and a stylist to work with.
Totally.
So like you said, our family moved here about 10 years ago. My younger brother, my dad and I, we all had our own career, school, life to move on with. My mom was kind of like stuck in this limbo of, okay, here I am in this cold, freezing country with no friends or family or anyone that I know. So what do I do? So we of course didn't want to go back. So we were like, okay, let's give her something to do. Let's find her a passion that she can work on, something to look forward to. I think every one of us needs something to wake up to. And that was what it was supposed to be. I was working full time and I was supporting her on the side.
Oh wow.
So she had a few projects to work on every week, and that was that, very part time. But I think customers saw that she is doing this because of her passion and not so much the dollars and cents behind it.
Sure.
Of course, you want to make money for the work you're putting in, but you can tell when someone did something with their heart versus they just did it because they're doing it to check off a list or because it's their to-do list, right?
So it's going above and beyond to some degree. Any examples of like things you guys have done that like really is beyond just what's expected or the rote kind of mechanics of it?
Yeah, I think it's kind of every day for us, because at the same, like right now, I think I am actively working on about 10 to 12 projects.
Okay.
So projects that are in the market right now, projects that are coming up in the next week, or even like a month from today.
Right.
So it's that constant communication and making sure that you're on top of the game.
Right.
And every time you walk into a house, there's always situations, because there could be several reasons why someone's selling their house. It could be a good reason that their family grew and they're now moving out, but it could also be because they lost someone. And now they have to downsize or move to a different location, or like ugly scenarios like divorces or splitting up.
Right.
So just being accommodating of that, making sure that you're working around with the client. Sometimes they have a specific budget that they want to work within. they want to get the Studio Sheen touch, but at the same time they can only spend so much. So, or what can they move, or what can they do? So it's always about making sure that, okay, this is our recommendation, this is the ideal scenario. Tell us what you can do, and then we will work with you on that. And at the end of the day, no matter what happens behind the scenes, just making sure that whatever we committed is there. So, just today we were staging a condo, and the service elevator was broken.
Right, you're telling me that.
Yeah, so it's like snowing outside, it's absolutely freezing,
Right,
and my
true.
entire team walked around the building with each piece of art and sofa and like art and accent accessory to make sure that we still get done in time, because the photographer's booked for the same day.
Yeah.
So again, it's
hustle.
Exactly. It's not just the client's problem if it's my problem too, right?
Of course.
So it's very like a team initiative, and that's how we look at every project.
Yeah, and they can definitely see that, right?
Yeah.
And if someone is, again, who's, great story. People who are, like, again, selling their place, like, I wasn't too familiar with it, like, home staging versus, like, home interior design, and I guess they're a little different. One's more your place, one you're selling, you're focusing more on the staging part.
Yeah.
What's the process? They reach out to you, you do a consultation, you come back with a quote a few days later, a month, a week, like, what's the process?
It varies. So we basically do like a house that's being lived in or a house that's totally empty. Either way, yes, the client calls us. Sometimes they call us and say, I need it done tomorrow, which is a little short notice. We do need time behind the scenes to pick, plan, prepare. Plus our schedules do get booked, especially when the spring, summertime comes along.
Yeah, you guys are busy, I'm sure, of course.
So we go out for consults. We definitely try to get a feel of the space. The neighborhood, if it's a condo, much like Liberty Village, what kind of people are living in that place, what's the space about, who would particularly like to move in, what are the features of that house.
And who's moving into Liberty Village these days? Do you have any kind of like anecdotal stats, like a certain kind of demographic, ethnic background?
Yeah.
Who is the ideal Liberty Village? What's the persona? If you can pick one.
Yeah, I think what makes Liberty Village so special is we have seen, like young couples that are like career motivated and super oriented into that, like their professional field. So it's close to work, but they also like to have fun, right? Like there's a bit of a personality. Liberty Village itself has a personality to it. And we've also seen like young couples with like, little baby or two, and then, that's another good thing about Liberty Village, where you can see yourself staying, if you have like a family of like a child of like 2 or 3 years of age, right? So that is what makes it so special. But definitely, I think the condos that we've recently staged here and sold, it's young couples or just like single people who are doing well with their life, and they want to have good access to everything that's like cool and hip, and not just be surrounded by the crazy that is that core downtown core. Of course. Definitely, people who like to have a little fun.
That's good. Who doesn't like to have a little fun? That's why we're here.
That's great. For sure.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
And so the way Liberty Village has evolved, like let's say the last 5 years, even in a decade since you got here. I know how clear your memory is from when you first got here, but like, how have you seen it evolve? How's it affected some of the way you're staging homes, and where's it all going? Definitely I think downtown or Toronto as a whole is changing. I think specifically for Liberty Village, you do see, I think a lot of it is represented by the shops that are here locally, the kind of restaurants that you see, the kind of places that you see to hang out. And I think these are a lot of things that attract the people. Because, just being downtown, you have that mindset of like, what's close by? What do I have easy access to? So I think often the places are a representation of how things are evolving, which kind of goes back to our previous point of like, you have a lot of options here. You're not just kind of centered to one. So, I think how it's showing in our staging is that we're mindful of that. We're mindful of the fact that, as a young couple, you may want to have a little home office, but you also want to have an area of like relaxing and hosting your other buddies over and having enough space if you were to have like, 5 or 6 people over for like drinks or a movie or whatever the case is. So you want to be mindful of those things. And those scenarios.
Exactly.
That's very cool.
Exactly. So that's how,
makes sense.
we recently staged a condo in Liberty Village, in fact, and the layout of it was kind of funny. It was just like this very strange rectangular block of nothing, and
Right.
then with a bedroom. And we split it up in a way to have like a little living with a TV setup, a little dining with like a 2 or 3 seater, but then we also had like a separate bar area. Because
Yeah.
you want to show the lifestyle that these are things that are possible. If you
Yeah.
like hosting and that's what you're into, you're able to do that in this space. And
Yeah.
I think everything about what kind of demographic is in the neighborhood should be shown in the setup of the house. We always say that homestaging isn't just, bringing furniture and stuffing it into
Right,
a house.
right.
I'm not trying to make a pottery barn or a
Right.
crate and barrel out of your place.
Right.
It's for me to accentuate it and show the best features.
Okay,
And for
interesting.
us to do that, we have to do a lot of work behind the scenes, which is floor planning. So if we're working by a space that's a big block of like 20 by 20, how do I split it up? What's the size of the sofa? What's the size of the dining? How many chairs go around it? Why so many chairs go around it?
Oh, interesting.
So a lot of lifestyle catered decisions that happen in the background,
No
but
kidding.
at the end of the day, just make this place look seamless.
And a lot of the places, like, they're bought, they're empty, you staged everything, or some already have things inside of them, and you just
Yeah.
kind of reposition it, or is there a common case?
Yeah, so one of the articles that we were featured on
Yeah.
by Toronto Life was the Liberty Village unit that we did. So
Right,
that was actually
yeah.
a young couple that was
Okay.
moving away with a child.
Okay.
And what we did is it was a mix and match scenario of like their bedding, their bed, I think, their dining table, and the sofa. I think that we just used like the bigger pieces.
Yeah.
But despite that, we just totally transformed the place because we got it repainted. The art, accents, accessories that went around it. So again, homestaging is an investment. It's
Totally.
different from interior decoration. People spend X with us to make 2, 3, 10X. They sometimes
Yeah.
make 20X
That's
off of
crazy.
it.
That's like a no-brainer, man.
Exactly,
Like, wow.
which is it's definitely, it's like you wouldn't invest your money with someone who doesn't know how to handle it. Same
course.
thing applies with home staging.
Yeah.
So yeah, for me, if I walk into a house and if I see that they have decent furniture, I want to be able to use it.
Right.
I don't want them to spend the extra money to move
Right.
it out, pay for storage,
Right, of course.
and then pay me to bring in rental pieces
Yeah.
when they had good furniture all along.
So they're usually rental pieces that come in. They're
Yes.
not like things you buy that are with the place. I guess people
Yeah.
maybe want to bring their own stuff in, or
Yeah.
I guess
So
the whole point of staging is it's staged. It's not
Yeah.
permanent, but some things might stay there. No,
It happens. It's happened to us. I remember I was out for dinner and this realtor calls me at 9:30, which
Yeah.
is like, what's happening? Is everything okay?
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I have this offer and the client wants the house with the furniture.
Okay.
That's how they want it. They want it set up the way it is, and
Sweet.
that's the biggest compliment I can
Yeah,
get because
yeah.
it's the setup that we did that just made them fall in love.
Yeah.
That is what this lifestyle they're
assume
going
so,
for.
yeah, I would assume so, yeah.
Yeah, and they're like, "Are you okay to sell it?" So we get that all the time
Yeah.
where people want to buy our stuff, but
and your stuff is it made in house or with a preferred supplier as far as some of the furniture and things you put in?
yeah, so we carry our own inventory.
wow.
Yeah, my mom spends a lot of time making sure that it's custom.
Sure.
So it's not like something that you would find at a Leon's or Brick. No
Yeah.
offense, but we're trying
No,
to.
for sure, yeah.
We're
Not
trying to. No offense to anyone
Class it
who's
up.
with Leon's or Brick,
Yeah, it's
but
different,
yeah,
different
we're
setup.
exactly.
It's different,
We're
yeah.
trying to work with a different customer segment. Our market's entirely different.
Yeah.
We make a certain promise when we walk into a property. If you look at our work, you have a certain expectation.
Cool,
and we want to
100%,
make
yeah, it's
sure that.
beautiful.
Thank you. And we want to make sure that every setup we do delivers that. So
Sure.
we get a lot of our furniture customized, the fabrics, the sizes, the tufting, no tufting, whatever the case is.
Right.
A lot of thought goes into that.
Yeah.
So we do carry our own stuff, and I want to say about the vendors we work with, we can proudly say that about half of it is made in Canada.
Great.
So we do, we like to give back to the community that
Totally.
we're buying from. So yeah, it's our own inventory.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's very cool. So I'm guessing to the question of should people be moving here, whether they're a business owner or
Yes.
a professional, it seems like it'd be a yes. Like, how do you see the
100%.
the area come together as a community, and even just like
Yeah.
properties? Like, is it like a place that's worth investing your time and money into? Really?
Honestly, if it was up to me, I would move here. And
Yeah.
I'm not just saying that because, we're here and we're
Yeah.
having this conversation in this
Sure.
gorgeous Liberty Village setup.
Yeah, we're at. Remember, I told you to go to the wrong place. This is
Yes.
Williams Landing.
Williams
I
Landing.
said I'll see you at Hunter's Landing.
Yes,
and you-
not Fort York,
Yeah.
Liberty Village.
Same awesome group though.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. No, I think you cannot go wrong with Liberty Village.
Yeah.
Downtown in general, like the GTA real estate market is booming, it's great.
Right.
But I think Liberty Village just has its own character that doesn't apply to, you know, anywhere or any area of the city.
Sure.
You have access to everything here.
Yeah.
And, you know, not just that those are other features, but just talking like financially, the homes that we set up here, and you know, they sell within hours with like
Crazy.
You know, 7, 8, 10 offers that are you know, without any condition, and they end up going for $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 over asking. It's, you know, the return that you're making on that investment is just, it's not something that you see with other areas of like other investment opportunities. You just don't. So yeah, if you're able to, you know, as an asset or an investment or a lifestyle, I think Liberty Village checks all the boxes.
Yeah, no, I love it. That's very cool. Let's talk a bit about the way people hear about you, right? Like, you know, I'm a bit of a marketing guy, and I believe in storytelling and the way people present themselves to the world.
Yeah.
I mean, I found you through the Toronto Life article, so obviously that's a hashtag SEO win for you. But like, yeah, I mean, for other potential business owners, like, what do you invest into? Is it social media? Is it your website? Is it, you know, let's say you have a YouTube channel as well. Like, what do you see as the best way to show off what you're all about?
Yeah. I think from the very beginning, we were really big on Google reviews.
Cool.
And so at this point, I can say that we're one of the highest, if not then the second highest reviewed and rated homestaging company in the GTA.
Oh, great.
And there's, thank you. And there's a lot of homestagers here, so I do definitely wear it as a badge of honor.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And you know, it's all just genuine reviews that our clients have left us over the years because of the work they saw and the transformations they saw and the financial gain they got.
Totally.
But yeah, outside of that, I think we spend a lot in terms of like our photography and videography, because we do a really good work and we want to make sure that it's kind of put out there. I personally handle my Instagram page. I am proud of what I've done.
Good,
but as a marketing specialist, you can look at it and let me know what your thoughts are. But yeah, just Instagram, website. I think I am very proud to say that we're moving away from paid marketing, just because we're getting so much referral business.
Right.
You know, you do a good job with someone, and people just want to talk about you. And
so the paid marketing built momentum, obviously, and now you're kind of nurturing that momentum.
Absolutely.
And trying to fan the fire in some ways, but
because like I said, homestaging is a very saturated business.
Yeah.
You know, unless you have a kind of footing or a holding here, it's very difficult for you to just kind of go for people to approach you. So we did need that in the initial years. We did, you know, Google, Facebook, Instagram, all those things where our clients live.
Yeah.
But now we're definitely moving away where it's just, there's so much referral business where, you know, I don't have to kind of look at it anymore.
Yeah, it's amazing. I think Google obviously is probably that, you know, that ever-giving referral source, right?
Yeah. I think so. When clients call, because the thing with homestaging is that it's like you said, it's not an industry that you think of unless you have to do it. Right. And when you have to do it, you just start your research. You typically have like 2 or 3 weeks between now to like setting up your home, putting it up for listing. Like you just hired a realtor, and then it's now go, right?
And realtors probably recommend you as well. I'm guessing, right?
Yeah. I think most of our business comes from real estate clients, real estate agents directly. Yeah. Because for them, it's very important that if they're recommending a trade and they walk into the client's house, they do a good job. Right, because no realtor wants to lose a business or a listing because you know their painter or stager came in and just messed everything up. Right, so I think there's a lot of faith with our clients and us. But yeah, I think just referrals and Google ads and Google listing, I think has definitely helped. And yeah.
Super cool.
Yeah,
and to wrap up, and while time flies, hey. I didn't quite yet mention you teach, which I think is really interesting.
Yes.
And we're big on, you know, Level Up Mortgages is about leveling up. It's about elevating yourself and others, of course. So yeah, how are you leveling up as an entrepreneur with your mom, with your team members? And I guess that's probably all going to lead to, well, what are you teaching at school to help people be better in the industry? So however you want to approach that question, love to hear about how you're kind of elevating people.
Yeah, no, for sure. So like you said, I teach at Sheridan College. I'm teaching the business of homestaging.
Very cool.
So it's a business course of how, you know, you can run a successful homestaging business.
Amazing.
I think it's very much like any industry where, you know, people I think artists have the hardest time selling their art.
No kidding, yeah.
Because they're artists and they just have this, you know, they're like, should I ask for money? Is this okay?
Sure.
But, you know, because they're artists at heart. And I think there's a lot of work to be done. It's like, okay, you're here, you know, you got to walk away with a profit. You got to ask for the services you're providing.
Right.
So that's what my courses cater to.
That's cool. And think like, sorry to interrupt you, like also like, I would say like, think like the end customer, because I would think an artist is like, well, I like this, but does it have the broad appeal? Who's the target market? I'm sure that's something. It's a bit of a mental shift for them.
Absolutely, and it's so last night was actually my my final lecture. So the course, the classes moved on, and I'm gonna keep teaching, but it was like they've now certified homestagers.
Oh wow, it's amazing.
And two things that I kind of brought up when I was wrapping up the course is one, like you said, listen to your market. Throughout the course, it's like, know your why. Why are you doing this? You know, are you just looking to be another homestager? Because you're not going to get a lot of business because there are homestagers already. What are you solving? What are you bringing to the table that other people aren't, which will allow you to get the customers that you're looking to get?
Right.
So know your why and listen to your market. Listen to what your customers are saying. You know, even for us, we've done jobs and you know, the realtors come back and said, I wish you didn't use this. And we're like, you know what? Do you want us to go back and change it? We will. Not a problem. Because I want to make sure that you're satisfied at the end of the day.
Of course,
you know, everyone's been through enough homes, and I want to make sure that I'm listening to what my clients are feeling. Are they happy with the work, or is there anything that we could have done better? And if there is, I want to go back and change it at no extra charge, because that's my responsibility.
Totally.
So it's very important knowing your why, listening to the market, and then also like having fun. I think that is something that we're really big on at Studio Sheen.
That's great.
Because the challenging part about our job is that every project we walk into is different. I could be staging a Liberty Village condo on a Monday, and then I could be in Etobicoke staging a 4,000 square foot custom home on a Tuesday.
Right.
So you just got to change. You got to change your mentality. You got to change how you're doing, what kind of work you're doing, what speed you're working on. 100 things can go wrong at a project.
Sure.
Sometimes 10 of them do.
Right.
So, you know, this can add to the stress. And I think, you know, the way we work is we always make sure that we sit down and have a lunch togeter as a team.
Right.
Catch up on our day, not talk about work for 15 minutes.
Unplug for a bit.
Exactly. Like have music playing in the background.
Team meditation maybe?
We still have to get there, like do a yoga class or something as a team.
Totally,
but we know we go out for lunches and dinners frequently, just like catch up. You know, we all have things going on in our life. And I think going back to Sheridan, the fact that I'm up there teaching kind of adds the responsibility that I need to be implementing all these things that I'm teaching.
Yeah, practice what you preach,
Exactly. So for me personally and for Mom, it allows us to kind of keep reinventing ourselves, staying on top of the game. What can be done better? What can we offer to our clients that we're not right now, just to be more valuable and add to their experience versus just stagnating. You know, things are well the way they are right now, but that's because we've improved over the years, and it's just kind of, you got to keep going. You can't just be satisfied that you're the highest rated and reviewed company. Okay, what's next? What are you really doing for your clients? So I think if your eyes on that, you're gonna keep going in the right direction.
Amazing. And so the future for you, what does that hold? Is it and what is that big why? You know, I think we've got a feel for it, but like to end off, like what's the why around how you're helping people? I mean, either it's become a lot more profitable selling their homes, or just the experience of people moving into one of your places. Just the way the home makes them feel, the way it makes them de-stress. Like, there's some ideas that have kind of come to mind, but like, what is a bit of like that, that Sheen Studio promise of now and of the future? Like, if you could kind of
for sure. And I think you hit the nail right on the head. So we have two whys because we have two clients per se. Our first client is the seller or the realtor. So these are like our direct clients because they're paying us for our services. But I think we have a responsibility to also the people that are walking into the house for showings. Right, so our why for the clients, our direct clients, is making more money. Right, this is designed for a return.
Right,
you spend, like I said, you spend X to make 10X off of it, and that is what our goal is.
Of course.
And then of course with the new clients, or with the new buyers, is to showcase a lifestyle, showcase a dream. Like they should see themselves living there, hosting parties, having family, whatever their plan is. Right, so just. A lot of things come up when you run a business, as I'm sure you're aware.
Of course,
there's the day-to-day operational, and then there's the bigger picture. But I think just keep reminding yourself of that. For us personally, like you said, what's happening, we just moved into a new, bigger warehouse. We just expanded our team, our inventory. So the plan is to keep plugging away, offer our services to, more and more clients, and then, definitely expand more in the interior decoration world.
Okay, interesting.
We do a lot of residential and commercial projects. So I think just putting that more out there and just, making more spaces beautiful. That's all.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
Suhavi, this has been really a great conversation. I've learned a lot, definitely. I especially liked, just the way that, the story on how your mom, and yourself are running this business. And I think a lot of people do things kind of for fun, but they don't see the, the light at the end of the tunnel, or they don't see how it could actually be something that sustains it. I think that's really inspirational and cool.
Thank you.
And I think it's important also to give back your knowledge. So the fact that you're teaching and sharing it is really, really neat. And not to mention the results you guys have for clients. You're like, I'm a big fan of like measurable results.
Yes.
As a marketer or someone who
KPIs.
just, mortgage financing, like it's just here's the math.
Yeah.
So I like how you guys are very driven that way, and I think that's super important. More people, more artists or people in service businesses could learn those skills, or even just really practice them more. So that's super cool. To end off, where can people find you? I mean, I'm going to link to your site and your social, but what's like the call to action on your end, or the best place they can kind of get a hold of you?
Yeah, for sure. I think the only place, like our website, it's studiosheen.ca, and the link will be included. I think it's a great place to see some of our work. Like you said, we have our KPIs right there in terms of, how our listings perform in the market. You can get a chance to see some of our inventory, who we are. We have all our bios up there. Because it's always important to know who you're working with, especially when you're giving them the permission to come into your home.
Sure, yeah.
Our website is a great place to start, and then our Instagram, and then give us a call. We'll be happy to help.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it, folks. That is Suhavi Makkar from Sheen Studio, and hopefully you'll take some of her learnings today, and or of course hire her when you need her. She's obviously brilliant, and these are all ways that you can move into Liberty Village or one of the neighborhoods that you most are falling in love with, in Toronto or of course beyond. And it's all about just continuing to level up your living.
Level up.
Level up.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.